Thank you so much, Madam Table Topic. I believe we're talking about Wicked. Would that be true?
Yes.
Defying gravity. Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway. All right, all you theater people, come on, let's get all these songs down. It is good to be back with you this morning. And what are we supposed to talk about after we get the song? Whatever's, well, I tell you, Kristen Chenoweth is quite a talented actress. I believe she played the Good Witch. And then, I can't think of the lady who played the Bad Witch. Yeah, the lady who played the Bad Witch.
Margaret Hamilton.
She's very, very good. You see, about 8 years ago, I was flying to New York with my daughter to see Wicked. And we were the last flight that was allowed in due to a snowstorm. And so the next day, now this was several years before COVID, the next day came the snow, and it was not just the snow, it was a blizzard. And all of Broadway was shut down. It was such a shame, we couldn't see Wicked, but we still had a great time.
Right. Anything to do, Toastmaster Ward,
Brother. Repeat that again, please.
Any dream will do.
Any dream will do. I have no background at all in Broadway, musicals, theater, those kind of things. However, I do recall Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream. I do recall that there are many athletes that dream of their victories before the Olympics. And I do recall a dream last night where I was actually on something called The Gong Show with Chuck Barris, which is showing my age. However, anyone who has seen The Unknown Comic, let me describe The Unknown Comic to you. He was a guy that walked around with a paper bag on his head. You couldn't tell who he was or what he was talking about. None of his jokes were funny. I could relate to him because none of my jokes are funny. However, many Saints fans during the same time wore brown bags on their heads because of such a losing season. And I can relate to that in my own way. Thank you very much.
Maybe this time.
Maybe this time I'll have a rapport with the subject of the table topics, but not this morning. Maybe this time. Okay, what Broadway show was that from?
Cabaret.
What?
Cabaret.
Oh. Can't relate. But what I do like is I have gone to New York City and seen shows on Broadway and off Broadway. I actually saw Rent at the first showing of that, so that was amazing. But what I love about going to the theater in New York City is there's so many different theaters, right? And it's the hype you have, like, I got tickets, and then you figure out what are you wearing, and then who are you going with? And when you go to the theater, like just sitting in the theater and looking around at the beauty and the history of the inside of that building, and who's the orchestra, and the musicians, and the actors and actresses, it's just a lot to marvel at, so I do enjoy it.
One day more, Toastmaster Karen Ward.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
If I'm not mistaken, One Day More is from Les Mis?
Yes.
Perfect. Don't have much experience with the theater in a technical sense, but I have had the opportunity to go and see many shows. One of them is Les Mis. I did get to go see it in London. That was amazing, and I grew up going to, I'm from St. Louis, so I grew up going to the Fabulous Fox Theater, and it's this amazing theater, and one of the coolest things I got to do was go on a ghost tour of the theater, and go, to the underground dressing rooms and things like that. But I really love the theater for some of the same things. Escape, like being able to escape your day-to-day life and go to a different world, a different time, a different place, and seeing the costumes and everything else. Thank you.
this song is for me. This was actually the first song I learned in vocal lessons ever as a 5-year-old. And I continued playing piano and I dropped voice lessons because at 5 I wasn't that good at it. But I was decent at piano and I have been really enjoying all of these topics. Defying Gravity is my favorite song in music theater. My favorite things has stuck with me over the years because The Sound of Music is such a classic. I mean, has anyone ever seen it and not liked it? Yeah. It's kind of impossible because it's just so delightful and it touches on so many aspects of human life. The disaster, the love, the heartbreak, the children growing up. It's just an amazing movie and that song is really lovely and I think I'll go listen to it again after this.
Ease on down the road, Toastmaster Gina Resendez.
Gina.
No.
Could you repeat, please? Ease on down the road.
Well, last time I went to a musical was in New York. I saw Beautiful. It's the life of Carole King. It was amazing. I'm sorry I can't relate to this song, but I remember taking my son to Wicked to see the play. You know how you want your kids to go to the museums when they are 2 years old? The most horrible thing you do. And then I took him to the theater. I thought he was going to love that show. The whole time, he was running back and forth the aisle. And that's how he had fun. So this is my work experience in the theater.
You can't stop the beat, Toastmaster, PPM
You can't stop the beat. What is this from?
Hairspray.
Hairspray. Are there any other non-theater people in the room? Because I'm feeling very alone right now. Like, to me, theater is like golf. It makes sense in theory, but practically, I'm a no. I don't understand theater. Why go see people that can make mistakes, that can screw it up day after day when they're live, versus people that have paid hundreds of millions of dollars, multiple takes. It might be 30 takes for 2 minutes to get the scene right. And then I could just pull something up on streaming and watch it in the privacy of my own home. Pause it when I need to take a bathroom break. Why would, let me get dressed up for the theater. I can't wait to think about what I'm going to wear. No. Sorry, Amy, that's a no. I have zero rapport with the theater unless we talk about Oklahoma. And the only reason is because when I was in middle school, we did that play and we were taken to see it, and my dad had the old record. Couldn't think of a word for a minute. So I know Oklahoma, and I'm okay with that. Thank you.
No day but today, Toastmaster Jolene Haircut.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
There's no day today to talk about theater. I'm not too well versed in theater, but I do enjoy it. One play that I really did enjoy seeing was Lion King. I was just one of my favorite things about watching the shows is the costumes, and the costumes for Lion King were really great, and that is one of my favorite Disney movies. Well, there we go.
Don't rain on my parade, Toastmaster Jose Martinez.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
So which play is
Funny
that?
girl,
Which one?
funny girl.
I never watched that one.
It's okay, you don't have to know the show.
Growing up, there's a theater down in Fort Myers that I used to go with my mom
to always take us there. It's called the Barbara Beeman Theater. And so a few of the ones that we went to go watch were Lion King, and then we also did watch Wicked a few times. One of the funniest things about it was my mom would always get mad at me specifically, because I never really found the, what is it? I never had the interest in it, and so I guess I don't want to say didn't respect it enough. That's not the word, but I would just fall asleep during the place. She'd get mad at me, so the entire place she'd be sitting there punching my leg, trying to keep me up. Every once in a while, I'd wake up, go right back to sleep, get punched a couple more times, wake back up. But it was fun.
All I care about is love. Toastmaster Gareth Brock.
Life is a stage. You're a character, I'm a character. We're all enjoying this whole beautiful thing called life. When we talk about theaters, I haven't gone to theaters much, but I have enjoyed people watching, and that in itself is theater. Have you ever gone to Disney, the Disney parks, or Universal, and just sat down and watched the people that pass by? Have you been entertained? Whether it be their attire or the way that they handle their kids, the way they interact with each other, it's beautiful. And although I haven't yet gone to New York, spent money, and gone to Broadway to watch all those shows, I enjoy the daily happenings of people watching, whether it be in the mall or at a stoplight. I think you should take the time to just enjoy what surrounds you, because life is a theater.
Alright, it seems like everyone has a response for theater except for me. So I don't know, maybe I'm too young, but theater's never really been my thing. Never really got into that. And even here at university, I myself am a computer science major. However, I was required to take a theater class. For what purpose, I don't know. Those two don't really go hand in hand with each other. But regardless, we had to do an assignment where we would watch a play, and maybe about halfway through, start snoozing, wake back up 15 minutes later, realize, oh, okay, we have to start paying attention, I have to write a whole report on this. And by the end of it, to be honest, I kind of got a little interested, it was a little bit like invested. Don't ask me the name of it, I do not remember it. But yeah, not that invested. But nevertheless, I got it done, so thank you.
Before the parade passes by, Toastmaster Barkey.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters and guests. It's my first time doing table topics. I hope to build some rapport with those of you who relate with me when I say I understand theater, but I don't understand musicals. So I grew up doing a lot of acting, directing, dancing, singing, enjoying theater, being part of theater, but I never dreamed of being part of a musical. I don't know why, but I never did. I've dressed up and played characters that put me in a spotlight among peers to be made fun of because I played female characters and eunuchs at churches. So being me and having experienced that, I don't think there's anything prejudicial about musical theater that people should have, but it's not for me. I really appreciate the time. Thank you.
I'm not throwing away my shot. DTM Georgia Hampshire.
I think he's speaking.
I'm not throwing away my shot either. I only got one, and And now 47 seconds left. Best theater story. Best theater story. Some years ago, my son wrote a scene that actually won a national competition. It was performed at the Kennedy Center in Washington. And I can remember it was so-and-so from Juilliard and so-and-so from the Cleveland School of the Performing Arts. Noah Gallagher from Apopka High School, God darn! And so he wanted to go see Cyrano de Bergerac on Broadway. Kevin Kline and Jennifer Garner. So I took him, and we went, and we saw a couple of the Broadway plays. We went to the top of the Empire State Building, and we had this wonderful time. And when we got home, my mom, not long before she died, I told her all about it. And she said, Jordy, she said, do you know that when I was a girl, I wanted to go see Cyrano de Bergerac. And my dad, my grandpa Alex, took me to see it on Broadway with Jose Ferrer. Topic master.
Never walk alone. Toastmaster Mark Ehlers.
Mark, you got it.
Don't ever walk alone. That's my favorite song from my favorite musical, Phantom of the Opera. Oh, wait a minute. It's from Cats.
Carousel.
Hamilton.
Carousel.
My first thoughts about musical go back years ago when my ex-wife insisted that we buy a 4-show package for the late show, start at 9 o'clock Saturday night. And back then, Saturdays were hard work for me, cutting the grass, doing work around the house. And by the time 9 o'clock came, I was kind of like our friend here, Jose, snoozing, and kind of had rapport like Jeff Rubin and I. Not so much for theater, but I made it, and I'm here, and God bless you all.
Impossible dream. Toastmasters happy legacy.
Oh, is any of the Toastmasters? Okay. Oh, no, because I was wondering if any other Toastmaster wanted to speak.
He said the impossible dream? Slow, but I can't remember where it is from. Impossible dreams. Well, I'll relate it to my teaching days. One of the things with my students, especially with my special needs students, is that they really have dreams. A lot of them don't have dreams because nobody focuses on them about their dreams. For example, one time I asked one of my 6th graders, I said, what would you like in your future? And she looked at me with a blank face. And I said, would you like maybe a house? Because in the city, they grow up in the projects, or if it's not project, but most likely it's a building, not a house. And she says, I could really have that? I said, yes, you can have whatever you want. You know, you could have a car, you could live somewhere else, you can travel. And then she smiled because I put it into her head that she can have dreams that are not impossible. Thank you.
Timer, did all table topics qualify?
Probably.
Yes.
All right, okay. 2-minute break.
Thank you. Nice job, Jen.